up, everybody? Welcome to a Tuesday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium. It was great to be back yesterday, and even better was the 2-0 day we had. We had the Toronto Maple Leafs to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. They did. We had the Seattle Kraken to beat the Buffalo Sabres, and they did. It was a 2-0 day. If you did follow all of my picks over on the BettingPros app, I also had Ohio State to cover by 8.5, which they also did. So that is a 3-0 day, up 3 units. And I was actually just looking at the math again over on the BettingPros app. In the last 30 days, if you've been following all those bets, up 30 units. So crushing it there. If you, like I said, want to follow all of my picks, it's bettingpros.com/u/Tyler Conium, where you can find not only just the bets that I do here, but all of my bets overall. So excited to get back to it today. We've got 3 bets in the NHL. We're going to stick with that. Again, of course, Ohio State wins the national championship last night. So one of the big reasons that I put this graphic here is if you don't want to listen to me talk just about sports, because obviously I'm going to talk about the bets, but I'm also going to talk about sports in general. If you don't want to hear any of that, you can just, look at the picks, follow the picks, and do what you want to do and be gone. Don't mind at all. If I have made you money on any picks, a subscribe or a like or a comment is always appreciated. But college football's over for another season. Ohio State Buckeyes are the champions. It was a fun year, and it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that in terms of the NFL draft. Ashton Genty obviously going to be a top running back pick, which is exciting. So I'm very excited for the NFL draft. Obviously very excited for the AFC and NFC championship games coming up this weekend as well. But let's talk puck, shall we? We're going to start with the Nashville Predators. So I've got 2 of the bets that I like, and you're going to notice they're actually a little bit juicy. So just one thing I want to say, if you followed the old videos before, I almost never really dove into anything that was minus 110 or worse. So like minus 15, minus 120. So I was watching a great show with Matt Peralt, Dave Sherpan, called The Bostonian versus the Book. They had a guest on. Forget his exact name, so I apologize for that. But essentially just broke down the difference between betting minus 130 money lines versus spreads. So even though I do have a puck line bet, I also have a minus 130 money line bet because I don't really want to get in. Like, the reason that I bet the puck line for Nashville is because the money line's minus 300. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. Minus 150, 60, I will touch now. And I just found that it's ended up being profitable because obviously you only pay the juice when you lose. It's a big slogan there as well, but I'm betting more juicy picks now when it calls for it, and I'm really confident in that victory. But 2 of the games I like, both the Predators and the Stars, are playing against teams coming off games last night. So, San Jose, they played last night against the Boston Bruins. They lost 6-3. They are on a 3-game losing streak. They lost to the Islanders. They lost to Columbus. This is the last game of their 5-game road trip, and they're going into Nashville, where Nashville, last 10 games, 10-0 against the San Jose Sharks. San Jose has not beat them for the last 10 games, and of those last 10 games, only 2 of them did the Nashville Predators not cover the puck line. They won the last 3, let's go last 4, 8-2, 4-2, 5-1, 6-2. That's dating back to February of last year. They crush the San Jose Sharks. The San Jose Sharks aren't good at all. Like I said, they're in the last game of their 5-game road trip, but they've lost 7 of their last 10. You look at Nashville, they're coming off a very nice victory against the Minnesota Wild, a 6-2 victory, but they haven't played in 3 days. So I look for them to be rested. I look for them to be ready. They are at home. Coming up for their next games, they're going on the road across to San Jose and then to Anaheim. So I think they're going to want that. They're ending a 5-game homestand. I think they're going to want to end on a high note. I think San Jose, they just want to get back home because the next game they play is at home against the Nashville Predators. So give me the Nashville Predators on the puck line there. That's minus 122. I got that at Bet Rivers. And then the Dallas Stars, I was actually looking at this one last night because it was only minus 120 last night while Carolina was playing. But when I used to make these videos before, I would typically make my bets the night before, and then you'd run into a lot of issues, whether it's injuries, whether it's guys not playing, rest, particularly in the NBA. Not so much in the NHL, but I didn't want to pull the trigger last night. Probably should have, because now I'm pulling the trigger at minus 130. That's at DraftKings. But again, Carolina played last night. They beat the Chicago Blackhawks. That game went to overtime. Frederik Andersen, who's been the better of their 2 goalies, he returned from injury, and he played last night. Then you look at Dallas. So Dallas, 29-16 at home this season. The Dallas Stars are 17-6-1. On the road, Carolina is still under 500 despite their victory at Chicago last night. And then head-to-head, they've split the last 5 matchups. They've only played once this season. It was a 6-4 win for Carolina. They were favored. That game was in Carolina. But you just look at Jake Ottinger, who's been absolutely unbelievable. His last time out, he gave up 1 goal, 34 shots. He has given up 1 goal on 28 shots. Ottinger has been one of the best goalies in the NHL this season. And the Dallas Stars are just rolling. They're one of the best teams in the Western Conference. I think they have a legitimate shot this year at a potential Stanley Cup run. And you have a team that good at home, bringing a team in that just went to overtime the night before. They're going to be tired. They're going to be exhausted. I know that they'll likely have a different goaltender in net than Frederik Andersen, but nevertheless, I just think the Dallas Stars can take this one. And at minus 130, I'm just going to, and I don't pay the full juice. I'm paying like 1.1.5, 1.2, but enough to get close enough to a unit that I'm happy. And if they do lose, it's not like I've just blown the whole day and sort of exploded everything. So I'll take the Dallas Stars on the money line for minus 130. And my last bet of the day is a player prop. So I like this. It's going to be an exciting game. It's the Washington Capitals at the Edmonton Oilers. And the big instance, or the big issue here, is that Connor McDavid is going to be out. He's going to be serving a 3-game suspension for cross-checking Vancouver Canucks forward Connor Garland in the game on Saturday. So Edmonton hasn't been playing all that great of late. They've been playing great of late. They've won 8 of their last 10 games. They did lose that game to Vancouver. This is their first game back after a quick 3-game road trip. Their last few matchups against Washington, they have won the last 2. They haven't played this season, but in the 2 games last year, they won 7-2. They won 5-0, so they've played well. But I just like Leon Draisaitl here to get a goal in this game. It's plus 135 at BetMGM. Now shop around for this, because I've seen it as low as plus 105 all the way up to this plus 135. Leon Draisaitl is leading the NHL in goals. He's got 33 goals. Next closest is William Nylander, who is still 5 behind him. That's despite the fact that Leon Draisaitl only has 6 goals in his last 10 games. But it's actually even, a bit more of a drought, because his last game in that game against Vancouver, he scored 2. But previous to that, he was scoreless in 5 games before he scored 2 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. But anytime you can get the league leader in goals, who's on pace for about 55 to 60 goals on the season, which means he's scoring in 2/3 of the games, and you're getting this at plus 135, I think you really do have to jump on it. Draisaitl extended his point streak to 6 games against the Canucks. He's had 4 goals and 6 points, 6 assists in that span for 10 points. That is his 3rd point streak of 6 games or more this season. And like I said, he's got 33 goals. They're not going to have Connor McDavid. The last 2 times they've played the Washington Capitals, they've scored 7 goals and they've scored 5 goals. So I like Leon Draisaitl to get on the score sheet today. And again, at plus 135. I'm not going to argue with that. Only putting a half a unit down as a just in case, but it's a nice little win there to get you 0.7 units if you win. So those are my 3 favorite bets today for a Tuesday in the NHL. Give me the Nashville Predators on the puck line. That is minus 122. Give me the Dallas Stars on the money line to beat the Carolina Hurricanes. And give me Leon Draisaitl to score a goal tonight against the Washington Capitals. As always, you can follow me across these social channels, X, TikTok, Instagram. Be posting YouTube shorts, just more stuff, more customized stuff, a little bit different stuff, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, there you go. Let's talk sports.